Well, welcome everybody to the Motivate Podcast Show. I'm your host, Rich Wall Street Williams, and the Motivate Podcast Show. We always say less, but we definitely believe for more. And the Motivate Podcast Show, for those that don't know, it's based upon 8 pillars of life, right? 8 pillars that are in your daily routine, and one of the pillars is finance. And this month we've been talking. My focus has been on finance, and I have a few guests that's going to be logging on today. Our first guest that's on is Mr. Theron Green. Theron Green is, to me, he is a financial expert. He's a professor of dollars.
I like that.
So, hey, Mr. Green, welcome to the show today, man. Thank you for being on.
No, thank you for the opportunity. I'm going to steal that professor of dollars from you, so I'm going to use that from now on. No, thank you for the opportunity to be here and share with the audience.
Yeah. I mean, I know who you are, but tell the people a little bit about, who you are, what you do, your area of business, etc.
Sure. Well, believe it or not, I am a very, very modest young man, but I know this is not the time to kind of do that. But no, but seriously, I am what's called a financial services advisor. I've been in financial services banking, doing private banking, doing investment banking for the past 26 years. I know I don't look that old. I'm not going to tell you how old I am, but been in the financial services industry for 26 years. And my specialty is really advising clients and individuals, and of course some small businesses as well, in reference to personal finance and of course basic business financials as well. And so I found out a lot of different things over the years in reference to, of course, advising clients, no matter if they are low to moderate. Even I've had an opportunity to advise millionaires as well when it comes to really personal finance. And so that's really my background and my story.
Yeah, great. And I appreciate and again, that makes you a financial expert, in my opinion, right? On finances, because our conversation this month, Darren, is that we're talking about men and their money. And there's some, myths and some myth understandings, and that's not a typo. I actually meant MYTH. Myth understanding as relates to men, and then some myth understanding as it relates to money. And like, here's something that I discovered, and Darren, you let me know if you've seen this in your business as well. Is that I'm finding that there isn't a shortage of money in the earth. There's a shortage of ideas that create money, but there isn't a shortage of money, whether it's start a business, buy a house, expand, etc. But have you seen that to be true in the areas that you work in?
Absolutely. But I have one caveat to add to that. So there is a shortage of knowledge when it comes to, or the willingness to find the information and knowledge concerning finances as well. But you hit everything right on the head. There's not a shortage of money in the earth. There's not a shortage of willingness. There's not a shortage of information in the earth. The shortage of course, is to find the knowledge and get the understanding of it and then implement it as well.
Yeah, absolutely, that makes sense. Hey, and our other guest is on. So we just have to pause for his pause.
Yes.
This is Pastor Dwayne Freeman. Come on, let's give it up for Pastor
Well,
Pastor Dwayne Freeman. To me, Pastor Dwayne is the Bible answering man. He's associate pastor, a Spirit of Faith Christian Center. He's going to be logging on here momentarily. And we're just excited, that he can join us in this conversation about money. But you were saying, Darren, the caveat then is the knowledge piece about money. So can you further continue to elaborate on that point?
Sure, definitely. There is a plethora of information about finances, whether it be investing, whether it be budget, whether it be any piece of finance that you can kind of think about. There's a plethora of information, of ways to find out information about finance. What individuals are typically lacking is just the willingness and the mindset to go after the information and what have you. whether it be a sense of pride, whether it be a number of things. But the information is there. We just have to go after it and, of course, implement it as well.
Hmm. Yeah, and that's really important. As we drill down to again this topic on men and money, and I call it the man cave edition. Now, for those that saw the flyer posted on Facebook, the reason why I call it the man cave edition because at the church that we attend, that both Theron and I attend, Spirit of Faith Christian Center. Listen, if you're within a 400-mile of the DC metro area, you want to stop past on a Sunday morning, 8 o'clock or 10 o'clock,
Absolutely.
to one of the services. We have what I've considered a general in a body, Pastor Mike Freeman. And so, again, so you want to stop past, but we call it the Man Cave Edition because we have a man cave.
Absolutely.
Monday night at 8:30, and if you want to interested, now listen, ladies, I know you're seeing this. It's called Man Cave Edition. You're welcome to get the information, but you're not welcome to be in the man cave. Don't take it personal. It's a man cave for a reason, right? But fellas, guys, brothers, if you're watching this, and we're having on Monday night in the man cave, we're having this real conversation about real issues that men face, and this man cave, I'm telling you, it has really impacted the lives of literally hundreds.
Yeah.
There I'm thinking of one of the guys that's in Man Cave is actually has a group in Africa. And whenever he logs in, now it's probably like 3 o'clock in the morning or so when he logs in, but he logs in and he has a group of at least 500 men with him.
Wow, that's good.
So we're literally impacting men around the world with this Man Cave. But again, so men and their money, man, that's the focus. And so I have some questions. Theron, you're going to help me unpack these questions. The Bible Answer Man, Pastor Dwayne Freeman, he had a little bit of technical difficulties. He's going to be with us soon. So the first question is that I was asked is, what problems do people have with money? That's the first question that I was asked. And I'm asking you because I don't necessarily have the answer right now, but
No. But there are a number of issues or challenges or problems that people have with money. But one of the underlying issues is number one, uh, a lot of folks have a poor mindset when it comes to money.
mm,
A very, very poor mindset when it comes to money. When I say a poor mindset, what are your thoughts about money? Some folks say money's the root. Misquoting scripture, we're saying the money is the root of all evil. When in fact the scripture says that the love of money is the root of all evil. What is their idea of money? Money is an immoral thing. Money does not have a personality. It takes on the personality of its owner, or what have you. So what are your ideas about money first and foremost? And again, your mindset definitely is very, very important when it comes to money. And also, one of the things is what when go along with the mindset piece. What are you saying when it comes to money? The Bible says that the power of life and death is in the tongue. So if you're saying that I live on a fixed income, or I can't do this, or I can't buy this, or what have you, then of course your subconscious will kind of fulfill that, and you not be able to fulfill the financial goals that you are shooting for based on how you're speaking about money. And so those are some of the root issues when it comes to money. And there are a lot more, but those are some of the root issues when it comes to money and understanding money.
Yeah. Pastor Dwayne is back. Welcome back, sir. I know being a Dallas Cowboy fan, sometimes there are challenges along the way. I understand. But welcome
And I
back.
know what was going on.
Yeah, Pastor Dwayne. Well, first of all, let me. I gave a little bit in the beginning. I want everyone to understand that who Pastor Dwayne is. He's the associate pastor of Spirit of Faith Christian Center. And I said earlier, Pastor Dwayne, that if people that are watching this and they're within a 400-mile radius of the DC metro area, they need to stop in and see Pastor Mike and Dr. Judy. Pastor Mike is the senior pastor, and Pastor Dwayne is the associate pastor. We refer to Pastor Dwayne as the Bible answer man. But Pastor Dwayne, this month, my focus has been on having conversations about money. And today, the focus is men and the money. And the question I posed to Theron is on the screen Pastor Dwayne, from your perspective and the conversation things that you had, what problems do you see that people have as it relates to money?
Well, I want to say thanks for I don't know if that's my feedback. Is that my feedback? Can y'all hear me? That
I
double
can
K?
hear you.
I hear you.
Was that going before I got on?
You get, no, you
What was that?
That echo. Yeah, do you hear echo? It seemed like something just went out and came back in.
Yeah, I don't know.
All right, that's good. Like, first I want to thank for you to be a part of it. I mean, I see the great Dr. Theron Green on here, and just oh man, that's exciting. But you know, I think I look at ignorance.
mhm.
I think we are being destroyed in of a lack of information, and I think now and in last past or so years, the information has stronger. But I think people like yourself having this and having someone like Theron Green on it, it's going to help a lot of people if to the information.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, because you know, they're one of the things that Pastor Dwayne Theron touched on was a mindset about money. There's a book that I read and it talked about how the rich mindset, wealth mindset, actually what they refer to, and the poor mindset. And there was a statement that there isn't a shortage of money, there's a shortage of ideal as it relates to money. And so one of the problems that I've seen that people have with money is having the right mindset about money. Now we're gonna go back a little bit in time. Let's see if your household was like my household, right? This is how my parents gave me an indication as I was an adult on the way they thought about different things. Like, I don't know if your parents did this, but the plastic bag from the grocery store with a backup garbage can. Was
Oh yeah.
that
Oh yeah, absolutely.
the plastic bag hanging? I'm like, Mom, what is that? Hanging it. And I'm saying that because my parents did the best they could with what they knew, but there was a mindset about money, just about mindset in general, that affected the way I made decisions.
Hmm.
When I became an adult, like my mom, her lessons on finances to me was save your money, baby.
Hmm.
Okay. What does that mean? How do I save money?
Yeah.
What are some of the lessons, your parents have shared with you, guys growing up that now that you got information or you look back on it and you said, okay, maybe that wasn't the best type of information as it relates to money.
Oh, absolutely. Now, we talk about, our pre-Jesus days, and so let me talk about my pre-banking or pre-finance or pre-understanding days. Uh, so yeah, my whole thing was, of course, especially when I was in college. If these credit card companies kind of come to the campus, and of course, hey, you can get a free towel or a free football if you set up for a credit card. So, well, me, I actually had three of them, and one of them was American Express. And so you can just imagine, I just went crazy
Right.
doing all this information. I took my girlfriend to Panama City Beach. Went to Disney World. I mean, I was just showing off, but of course, I wasn't bringing in the income to pay it off, and so
Right.
my parents had a nice hard conversation with me about debt management and credit cards. After all was said and done, and so that was kind of a wake up call for me in reference to that. And so, I had seen my parents use credit cards, but they used it effectively because they had income coming in. Whereas with me, being a college student, not thinking or what have you, just ran the credit cards all up. But of course, so now I tell this story because now I can say, well, now I've learned, I got the information, and
Mhm.
now I can tell people I've been there, so I understand where you're coming from. But this is how you really manage your funds. So yeah, I've been there. I definitely know how that is.
It's something because you said Theron talked about mindset, and you could look at someone's reaction and tell their You can pick up their revelation by their reaction. You can tell their mindset by their action. What I
Mhm.
mean by that, God always go to the end of a thing
That's right.
and then push you into that thing. Because God wants your future. He wants you to lock your mind on your future. Satan don't Satan blind you from the future. He because that's where he can destroy you from getting into your promised land. Think about it. Everybody that, if you look at their reaction, 15, 20 years down the road, you can tell if they thought way before they got there.
That's right.
I can tell you going to when you was on your vacation. Because when you got there, you had, if you get there and you didn't make reservations, that let me know that you know where you were going, hoping that it would
Mhm.
be a room for you.
That's right. That's right.
And third is getting your mind focusing on your future. You start you at the starting line and give you a plan how to get there. Then our parents didn't think that far. They was living in the present. They was trying to make it day. So when you got ready to go to college, they talking about where you think money grow on a tree?
That's right.
It's a whole different mindset.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I was one of those kids, Pastor Dwayne. My mom said, "What do you think, Mom? Money grows on a tree?" I said, "Yeah, it's paper. I mean, paper comes from wood." But that wasn't the right answer because, back in those days, they believed in the spanking
No,
anointing. but
spanking
you're
at the
right, man.
switch.
It's just this money thing it takes some planning. It takes some discipline as it relates to it. And another question that I was asked in preparation for having this conversation today is, people ask, why do people struggle for money? And some of the categories, and you guys, just chime in on this. Some of the categories was it a lack of work ethics? Was it a lack of faith? Was it a lack of discipline? Or was it overspending? Are those reasons for people struggling as it relates for money and with money?
Yeah, I think all of those are very valid reasons. And Pastor Dwayne just touched on a great point. Is really money and financial freedom is a long term
Mm,
concept. And so when people are thinking about money,
right.
most people are thinking in the present or what have you. And so they're not thinking about long term. Hey, I'm not gonna be working forever. I've got to retire one day. My kids are not going to be 5, 6 forever. They've got to go to college one day. And so
Hmm.
that a lot of folks are not thinking about long term. They might be thinking about 2 or 3 years down the line, but they're not thinking 10, 15, 20 years down the line. So that's another reason for struggle of money. But again, I also, Pastor, we talked about really the lack of knowledge, really the lack of knowledge.
Hmm.
And for men, and we're talking about men now, our pride allows us, just prevents us from hearing from different people and not following through with what has been told to us.
Right.
It will make us in a better place. So that spirit of pride, that Satan, who is a true liar, is one of the things that kind of gets in our men's way when it comes to really managing money, short term and long term.
Hmm. Yeah, Pastor Dwayne.
And it's wild, I think, that, to add on to that piece, because most people have had an advantage. They just haven't been disciplined with what they had. A lack of discipline will get you distracted so fast where you will be destroyed handling this thing called money. Also like money recognize.
Absolutely.
Money don't like to be around ignorance. But like a food, the Bible says a food and it's money.
Right.
But you get somebody that wise, that thinks about the future, you'll see it different. What do you think, Darren?
Absolutely. And I was reading something that this saying kind of stood out to me. Money is a poor master, but it's a great servant.
Mm.
Money is a poor master, but it's a great servant. If you allow money to rule you, then that's setting you up for ruin. However, if you are the master, and of course money follows what you do, it's more of a great servant than a master.
Yeah, that's good. I remember, Pastor Dwayne years ago when my wife and I used to have, in the church we call it heated fellowship. Outside of the church is arguing. So my wife and I would have Pastor Dwayne. We would have these um, conversations about money, and we met with Theron, and he gave us this real simple exercise. And I share it with everyone as if it was my exercise. We have a conversation on money. Pastor Dwayne, he gave you this sheet. He said, okay, for the next 30 days, every time you spend money, he said, you write down, was it cash? Was it a check? Was it a debit card? I said, okay, that's easy. It's easy peasy. And both of us did it together. And one of the things I saw was that, man, I was spending like, I don't know, $20, $30 a month on coffee. Because I was having coffee imported in from Egypt. I had coffee coming from Colombia. I had coffee coming. Come on, man. I mean, you are not Starbucks. I wasn't opening up a Starbucks at the time. Right? So Wisdom said, hey, listen, you get that same coffee, you go to Giants, it's $7.99 a bag. Right there, I added $25 to my budget without working extra. And you know what, man? It was little things like that. Right? It was little things like that that made the difference for us. As it relates to money, having those communications about money. And the other question, guys, is that I was asked, what problems do people have? What are some of the problems that people have with money? Now, and problems it's broad, right? Problems could be in marriage, problems could be at work, problems can be at, think of a funny story I heard of a guy who was a real estate agent, and he ran into his broker's office and he said, other companies are after me. He said, I need a higher commission split. And the broker was like, oh my goodness. He said, what are the other companies? He said, the gas company, the electric company, my cable bill. I need more money because these companies, the other company. But so what are some problems that you see, Pastor Dwayne, there out there? And what are some problems that you see that people have as it relates to this money that affects their relationship, their serving, their jobs, etc.?
Yeah, one of the main issues is people do not give their money an assignment. When I say give money an assignment, they don't have a budget, so they have no idea where their money is going. And so it's just like, I always use this analogy. Have you ever gone to the grocery store hungry?
Yes.
I mean, you plan. I'm only going to get 4 or 5 things or what have you. However, you have this total distraction that you just totally blow your budget out of the way or whatever. You go to the grocery and you get stuff that you don't need. Same thing with money. If you don't have a plan, but you have all these distractions, I need to do this, and this. Then it's your budget, you're doing with money. It's just going to be total out of whack. And so you got to have a budget, got to have a plan in place to really kind of have your money have an assignment. That's really the foundational principles of financial independence and financial freedom. Really give your money an assignment. Do you know where every dollar, every cent of your money goes every day and every month? Do you really know?
Right. That's a good question. Was that rhetorical? Because you don't want me to answer right now.
No, it's a rhetorical question. But do you really know where every dollar of your income, of your money comes? Do you know exactly where it goes? I can tell you I do.
Right.
But do you know exactly where it goes? So that takes a lot of discipline to really kind of do that. But again,
It does.
getting
We
your
can't
money
have
aside.
on or round or net round up or round down. You're saying.
Yeah, even if it have got automatically transferred to someone, would still know exactly where your money is going.
Oh, that's good. Pastor Dwayne?
And I think like what Darren was just saying, and where there's no vision, everybody gonna perish. They say they have a vision, but that's why I said your reaction is going to reveal your reaction will reveal your revelation. So if and you really have a good vision, a plan is automatically birthed out of that. When you really saying you're going somewhere, like I told Lisa one time, would uh I like to go to Paris. We ain't never been no Paris, and you know why we ain't never been? Because we ain't never planned for it. Places that I said I wanted to go, and then I planned to go. I, and so some people don't like. I don't know. Some people don't like the word plan. I mean, they're playing more than they do budget. What do you think, Darren? You tell them budget, they look at you like
Absolutely.
that's
No, absolutely. They like to plan. They like to have these visions or whatever. Nothing wrong with visions. However, you got to have some objectives to actually get to that particular vision. And so those are those different steps to kind of get to that. So, but a vision without any steps or any objectives is just a dream.
And if you
So,
don't, and if you have a partner with you, you got to make the plan clear.
right.
Because the partner can't read your. They can, but they can look at a budget. They can look at that budget. Put you on that budget. And I really think that, and if agreement produces more power, a budget really help them and put them in a place of agreement.
Absolutely, absolutely, and just like a marriage, there's an agreement when it comes to marriage. There are certain things that you agree to. You agree not to step out, whatever. You agree not to do, there's an agreement with when it comes to marriage. Same thing with money. Same thing with a budget. Because if you are going behind your partner or your accountability partner or spouse or whatever, but doing that, are you creating or are you committing financial adultery?
Oh, man.
Wow, that sounds
And see, that's a whole show within itself. We're going to talk about financial adultery next week.
But think about it.
Having a
Think about
side chick with your income.
Exactly. You just think about it. Hey, we agreed to this. However, I'm going to do what beyond the agreement. I'm going to break this agreement by doing something that my partner did not agree to. Financially, are you committing adultery?
Yeah, I mean, when you put it like that, I mean, it's like I'm not sure anyone who says, you know what, I want to commit adultery. Not if it's a loving, healthy.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's just one of those things, Theron, that when a couple, now we're talking couple now, that they have, well, let me just make it broader, because not a couple, we have a financial accountability partner, right? Someone that a mom, dad, best friend, etc. We're not saying I'm gonna have a side chick.
No, we're not saying that. It's
Right?
just a
Or
concept.
That's not how this thing operates. I remember, Pastor Dwayne, when my wife and I, we sat down, we said, you know what, we're gonna get better with our money. We made a budget, and she told me how much to spend for lunch. I'm like, I'm a grown man. My income is twice your income. How you gonna tell? I mean, that was a thought that I had.
Yes.
I mean, think about this, Theron. 2 weeks, $50. I go to Panera Bread twice right there. It's 40. I'm done. Pastor Dwayne, I'm giving you soup for the next 8 days. But the other question, guys, that people said is this is the big question. I saved this one for last. Is some people think men are better with money than women. What say ye?
Well, that's a very very good question. Um, you know, that's a very very broad question. I don't want to get myself in trouble with either men nor women, but you know, just men are. Let's just say we men are analytical and we can kind of get straight to the point sometimes. Uh, Typically, again, I'm sure my wife will probably see this and she'll probably beat me up. But sometimes women can be a little bit more emotional, wear their feelings on their sleeves, and so it could depend on different things. Are women better savers than men? Are men more tuned to follow a budget than females? Are men more tuned to invest more than females? And so there's a lot of moving parts when it comes to are men better than women with money. So I don't want to lock myself into I'm going to give the right answer. I'm not going to lock myself into are men better than women at money, because it will vary depending on the specific avenue we're talking about in reference to money. Because statistics show that women are better than savers, better savers than men are, or men are better when it comes to investing than women are. So it all depends on which avenue of money that we're referring to.
That was a really safe answer.
I'm as political as Darren is. My world and my rim, based upon my survey and survey everybody, right?
Mhm.
It looks like the women are winning in my arena. It probably, if I had to bet money out of all the single women that were making about the same amount of money, who who have more in their bank account, I might would go with the women. I, I
What?
think I think I think I think men are more men will take chances that I don't think a lot of women would take.
Now, Pastor Wayne, I will have to agree with you on that one. Like I said, women are better savers and uh, better savers than men are. We are more risk takers, definitely. But when it comes to overall managing money, again, it'll vary depending on. But if people talk about just in general, I would definitely say definitely say that probably women would be better in definitely saving money, and that's a main tenet when it comes to managing money. Women are better than men when it comes to that.
Yeah, my wife and I
Seems like
we were
sometimes
talking the other day uh, as it relates to who's a spender, who's a saver, because we that's an ongoing conversation because it really depends on what you call the big spender. Like we moved into this house and my wife ordered some furniture. She said, "Hey, babe, I want to get some furniture." I'm thinking, okay. I thought she was going to order from like a furniture store. She'll order furniture from Amazon. And I came home, man, and my living room had these big boxes stacked of furniture that she ordered on Amazon. But she doesn't do that all the time. And we had money, set aside for it. So she's a big spender. But if she's spending big, a large percentage of the time, it's not for her; it's for the house,
Mhm.
right? Whereas for me, we go out. Like she was going shopping last night. She wanted to get something for a function that's going on later today with Dr. Didi. She invited me to go with her. I said, yeah, great. It's going to one of my favorite stores I like to buy shirts at. I said, I can check out. She said, why are you going? You want to help me? I said, yeah, absolutely. While I'm there, I can get a shirt. She said, you can't go there without getting it. See, I'm going to just find a reason, pass it away, to spend some money. But the research passed it away. You said you did some research.
out of
And it looks like
out of
women are better with that money. Go ahead.
like I look at the environment around, and I look at the counseling of it seemed like the women are handling the money. You think most married folks have problems to find or identify who's better with the money.
Absolutely.
I think the one that have the money. Like I know some women, their husband can't afford to leave that money in their hand.
Hmm.
They have to run it. But then there's that can't afford to leave the money in their husband's hand.
Hmm.
So I think with the married couple, if you're gonna have that agreement to have the power, the promises that you want in your marriage and in your finances, you better identify in the better with it, and then roll with that.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree 100% with that. So the answer then to the question of are men better with money? We just going to say it depends.
Depends. Right.
We're just going to say it depends. But I certainly appreciate, gentlemen, you taking some time out uh, to join me in this conversation this month about money. Theron, let people know if they want to have some of the counseling services that you provide. Um, Tell a little bit more about those services. I'm going to put your contact information up on the screen, but can you tell those services that you provide again?
Absolutely. My area of expertise again is being a financial services advisor. I look at the entire picture and how everything kind of fits together. And so essentially, I look at where you are financially, find out what your goals are, and help you map a plan to get you from point A to point B. And so, I have a boutique uh, consulting firm. It's called T Green Advisory Group. 308, the contact information is on there as well. So, yeah, definitely reach out to my office and touch and schedule an appointment, and we'll definitely kind of go from there.
And so just for clarification, I don't have to have a lot of money to meet with you in terms of getting advice advice on how to spend it.
That is true. I think that is a misnomer. You think that you have to have $1 million to talk to me. No, you don't have to. You don't have to have $1 million to talk to me. My goal is to counsel you into helping you reach your financial goals. I think the biggest thing is, once the plan has been given out, we want to make sure that you follow the plan that we all agree to. And so, like I said, I've had opportunity to talk with millionaires, council millionaires, and even, again, from low to moderate to all up to high net worth clients. And so the premise is still the same. Everybody still needs a plan to kind of reach their financial goals. The money is subjective, but they still need to know. We still need to know a plan to help you reach you from point A to point B.
Absolutely. And of course, Pastor Dwayne, Associate Pastor, Spirit of Faith Christian Center. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you carving out some time to be on to share your wisdom and the personal surveys and research that you've done. Appreciate you being on today, sir. Any parting words, Pastor Dwayne?
Yeah, I think Darren hit it with those who are watching. It's big holes. It's not the big vines. It's the small holes
Hmm.
that ruin. It's that ruin the whole garden.
Hmm.
It's the one attention to. And Darren was saying, I don't care where you information. He has information that will meet you where. So we don't want to hear. It's almost like he took away the excuses of somebody come up with an excuse. I don't have enough. He just took away that excuse. The thing is, do you really want to win? Because if you really want to win and you want the decision to be disciplined, so you'll never be distracted, so you can get to your destination.
There you go. There you go.
You will
Thank you so much. We appreciate it.
in your destination if you follow the plan.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Follow the plan. So, thank you again, everyone. My name is Rich Wall Street Williams. Thank you for joining for another edition on the Motivate podcast show, where in the Motivate podcast show, we say less, but we definitely believe for more.
Right.